What's going on, everyone? And welcome back to Treebeard's Toy Box. And today, we're going to be taking a look at this brand new Marvel Legends Thor Love and Thunder Thor action figure from Hasbro. Before we get going here, I would like to apologize for the lack of content. As I did say in the last video, I was going to be pretty busy with a move, and I have been, and there have been a lot of other things going on in Treebeard's life as well, so... But yeah, getting settled in here. I've got a nice little setup going on here. As you can see, I'm not going to get my normal background going on there. I do apologize. I wasn't going to review these figures, but you know what? They're really great figures, so I wanted to get up something. So here we are. This is my, attempt at getting back to it. And like I said before, I'm sorry for the lack of the pretty background. But we're not here to look at the background, are we? We're here to look at the figures, so here we go. I would like to say, too, that finding this box the other night, it might be one of the best moments of my life. I know that sounds ridiculous, but it was a big win for me. I had been messaging with well, first off, I was hunting all day, and, didn't really see anything mind-blowing. I was hoping to find this in the new Black Series wave, didn't find anything, went home, and I hate to admit it, but man, I was having some really bad anxiety and that stupid FOMO feeling, that fear of missing out. I confess, I was buckling under it and I was feeling lots of anxiety, and it's stupid for pieces of plastic, but I know that some of you probably understand what I'm saying, so... But with all the changes and everything going on in my life, I really needed this win. So, as some of you probably do as well, I had been keeping an eye on Mercari just to kind of see where they were popping up, what areas you can see where the seller is from and all that. And I had messaged a guy in Ohio, and he said that, now I just moved away from Columbus. Now back in Columbus, he said overnight he found 6 different stores with this wave. So I thought, man, 2 hours away, surely I'm bound to find something, is the way I was looking at it. So I was messaging with this guy, and he was actually nice enough to give me some information. And yeah, he said to check the pallets. They're not really being displayed yet, and they are street dated for April 26th. So I had remembered seeing actually 3 or 4 pallets of boxes near the toy section of a Walmart really close to where I moved to. So around 9 o'clock at night, after messaging with this really nice seller on Mercari, I thought, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go do it. I went right back, and those pallets were still there. And I had remembered seeing the cosplay Mjolnir, or not Mjolnir, but the Stormbreaker that just came out. They had that. They had a few of those, and I saw the case for that, like the box of them. And we all know what these boxes look like. I knew what the box was going to look like for these Thor figures. I knew to be looking for a yellow piece of tape that was to alert them that it was street dated. So yeah, I just kept looking around, and I was just about to give up, and lo and behold, I found this box at the bottom of the pallet. So I dug it out real quick, opened it up, and got the 4 figures I could afford. I couldn't afford the whole wave right now, but I did grab, this guy is double packed. He's the only figure that is 2 per case. There are 8 figures per case, 7 in the wave, and I grabbed 4 of them. So sorry to rant a little. I just wanted to share my story because it was definitely a highlight of my life, especially as a collector. This is my most anticipated film of the year. I was a huge fan of what Taika Waititi did with Ragnarok, and everything I've seen about this movie just has me super hyped, and these figures look amazing. So man, I feel like I've been talking for like a half hour now. If you're still here, thanks for hanging out. Let's get to the frickin' figure here. So, normally, that I usually haven't opened them yet. These I did open. I didn't think I was going to review them. I didn't get their accessories out yet. Oh my goodness, I'm excited. So anyways, but yeah, I think that overall, as I've kind of been hanging out with this dude the last few days, my only main gripe is I'm still not a huge fan. This is a slightly lighter plastic, like softer plastic, but it's still pretty hard, and it just kind of gets in the way. It'd be nice if you could either take it off or it was just a little bit lighter piece of plastic. But actually, before we get to him, let's just set him back here for a second. I'm getting ahead of myself. Please don't fall. I've been having issues with him stand a little bit, and it's his ankles. So let's look at this amazing box art. First off, the logo here, damn, I love it. One of the things I'm super hyped about for this film. Love the colors, love the design. We get that little Mjolnir at the top there, and it looks like he's got some cracks in it. That's cool. Get this nice image of Thor on the side there. And I like what they've done. It's it's not an image from the movie. It's definitely like concept art. But the art is definitely cool. And there we have the back. And yeah, he looks pretty badass there. The Build-A-Figure is Korg, and it's Viking Korg. It's different than the first Thor the first Korg we got with the 2-pack. But I know some people are going to complain since we did get him already. But there are definitely some differences. But I've still got 3 figures to go before I can complete him. But I know I'll be able to pick those up eventually. I just got the 4 that I really had to have right now. So here at the bottom, we do have the other figures that are coming out in the wave. And here is the first one, Thor, and I am going to review them in the order that they are on the box and the wave. Like I said, I didn't get them all though. So first up, we're doing Thor, and then we have the Mighty Thor, and then there's Gore, which I left for another collector for this time. We have King Valkyrie, I left her as well. Ravager Thor, spoiler warning, one of my favorite figures of the year so far. We have a brand new Star-Lord, and then we have a Teenage Groot, and I left him for the time being as well. And yeah, this is an all-movie wave, which I think is amazing. I collect mainly MCU figures, so a lot of times, well, it's amazing and it's not amazing because it's also going to hurt my wallet, but a lot of times those movie waves that have comic figures built in, I usually pass on those figures, or if I have to build the Build-A-Figure, I'll pass along the figures to someone else if they want them. So, but yeah. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at this bio real quick. It just says Thor. Thor unleashes the power of Stormbreaker to overcome any foe. I guess that's all you really need to know. We're definitely going to get a lot more information once we finally get a trailer. If that, I mean, I know it's bound to happen eventually. It would be nice to see it before the movie comes out. You know what I'm talking about. But anyways, yeah. This side, we get one more image of Thor there. And here we go. One last look at the front of the packaging there. And you see all that's left in there is the accessories. So, yeah. Let's get the box out of the way and get back to the figure. So yeah, back to Thor here. This guy is a mix of new and reused sculpt. Some of it I know for sure is new, and other I'm questionable about. I'm not sure about the neck because it has one of the old hinge style joints up there, and we know they haven't been using those anymore a lot. I know that the arms are a reuse from the Infinity War Thor. So we're getting pins there. The legs are new, so we're getting some pinless legs down here. And the paint and everything down here looks fantastic. We're getting some newer colors. Now, I've been liking those darker colors for Thor, but I have to tell you, I dig this rendition that kind of actually resembles, you know, some earlier looks, but also some later looks as well. The helmet's a little, I don't know, it's a little odd, but I don't hate it. I think it just needs to grow on me, and I have a feeling that I'm going to like it even more once we see it in the movie. But yeah, you see his hair is flowing back here really nice. And there's a nice wash on that. I think that turned out really well. It's a little harder than I would like. Usually they use a softer plastic for the hair, and I would have liked that. There's even a softer plastic on the Ravager Thor, but it is what it is. I don't hate it. And because of the design of the helmet, I don't know if you can see there, but it almost looks like he's a bit cross-eyed. I don't know. Once you pick him up, you'll know what I'm saying. It's because it looks like he's drawn to the centerpiece, but the eyes are actually printed just fine. But yeah, let's go ahead and get to his accessories real quick. He only has 2, and this is the figure that is double packed with the case. There is no Build-A-Figure piece with him. We get a brand new, well, I don't know if it's brand new. The paint and everything looks nice on it. So it's definitely newer, but it could be the same sculpt we got with the Endgame Thor and everything, so. But regardless, it looks pretty decent. You know, the plastic's a little soft for the handle. So it's a little bendy, but it's not horrible. I think it's all right. And it's a little cleaner than the one that came with the last one we got. It was really sloppy up here. I don't know if you guys had that same issue, but up here it was like really sloppy with the silver. So this is definitely a bit cleaner. Yeah, Stormbreaker. And then we also get a fisted hand. And yeah, that's it for accessories. So now let's go ahead and move it right along to articulation. So for Thor's articulation, you know, it's pretty standard for Marvel Legends, but he does feel a bit stiff. It's like my main complaint with the guy, and part of it's the cape. We're not going to get much for the head because, I mean, we get a decent amount, but that hair is definitely going to hinder it. It's just kind of all over. But we get the hinge and the ball joint there. So that's why I think the neck is reused somehow. I'm not sure. And then we get a hinge and a swivel for the shoulders there. And it's going to go all the way around, but it's definitely hindered by that shoulder pad. That is soft though, like it's a softer plastic, so it will get out of the way a bit. I wouldn't stress it though. Yeah, there's that hinge. You get that bicep swivel there. And then we get our double jointed elbows. I apologize for the, you know, the lighting's not the best. I'm doing my best here, but if you're still hanging out, thanks for being here. Yeah, our double jointed elbows, and they're not pinless because they're the same arms we got with Infinity War Thor, just repainted. And we get a hinge and swivel for the wrist, and that is back and forth there. And I didn't mention before, but one of the other hands, the hand that comes on him in the packaging, this one, is a really wide open hand. More so than I think we've ever seen before, really. So I'm stoked to see that. I'm sure there's a meaning for that, and we'll see that in the film. So that's cool, but the hands look pretty cool. And yeah, that is a back and forth hinge there. And then the other arm is a back and forth. Yes, a back and forth hinge as well. And that is a gripping hand for Stormbreaker there. And we get this diaphragm swivel here, so plenty of range there. That's really nice. Nothing at the waist, but I think this compensates quite well for that. And then for our hips, we go up that far, and we can go out that far, but it's a little bit hindered because of these pieces here, but they are a softer plastic. Then we get our thigh swivel and our double jointed pinless knees there. And You can stretch it. No, he's not really going to kick his own butt. Yeah, you stretch it, really pull in there. And that's mainly because of the design of the legs and the armor. It's a bit thick, so yeah. And then moving down here, we do get our hinge and rocker for the ankles. So yeah, pretty standard Marvel Legends articulation, but due to the stiffness of the cape, even though it is a little softer, they're still a little too stiff. He's gonna feel, yeah, just kind of stiff. I don't know any other word. I don't know why I need to keep using that word. But anyways, yeah, that is it for Thor's articulation. So like I said before, most of my figures are still packed up. I think I mentioned that earlier. But yeah, so we're not really going to do any size comparisons. I've got a few McFarlane figures and a couple NECA figures out. As we do another figure, as I review the next figure, we'll compare those to each other. For this guy, I'm not really going to compare him to anyone. So overall thoughts. I love this Thor figure. I think I'm going to go with an 8 out of 10. And some are going to go lower. But the cape's definitely hindering him. And just with the design of the armor and everything, there's just a bit of stiffness, like I said before, with this figure. I still love it though. I love the colors. I do love, they're using a bit of this plastic that they used with the Eternals wave. And it really comes through on the legs here and on the feet. And we get it on the helmet as well. I really like that. I think it really looks fantastic. The details, all the sculpt work, everything like that, I think looks really good. They're using this more matte plastic for some of the parts, and I really like that. Or not like the plastic's the same, but you know what I mean. It's like a matte finish, so I dig that. Not a huge fan of the cape. It just kind of gets in the way. So I am really excited to see the version that we are getting from Figuarts. That one, we're getting a unhelmeted head, and it just looks like it might flow a little better than this one, but I am still really happy with this figure. So 8 out of 10. I definitely recommend him. He should be a bit easier to find than the other ones because he's going to be double packed and there's no Build-A-Figure. Yeah, good luck. But yeah, he's awesome. Especially, you definitely want to pick him up if you're excited for the Love and Thunder film like I am. Like I said, it's one of my most anticipated films of the year. That and the Multiverse of Madness with Doctor Strange that's coming next month. Yeah, I'm freaking stoked. So I definitely feel very blessed to have found these the other night. Yeah, that stupid fear of missing out feeling. I hate it. Shouldn't be feeling anxiety with figures, man. I can't stand it. But oh well, definitely happy to have this guy. If you have made it through all my rambling, maybe it's just because it's been so long, but anyways, if you made it this far, thank you so much for being here and sharing your time with me, and yeah, it's good to be back. Thank you so much as always for watching. Please be sure to hit that like button if you enjoy what you see here. If you are not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button and make sure to hit the notification bell as well so you know when I got new content coming out, even if the content is a little sparse right now because of all the stuff going on in my life, but there will be more content. So thanks again, and until next time, take good care.